tonight something strange is going to happen. You just, out of habit, pick up your phone. You open WhatsApp. Nothing. Instagram loading. YouTube. Blank. You smile a little. Must be a network issue. Wi-Fi on off, mobile data on, still nothing. Now you open Google, but even Google doesn't load. Now your mind starts thinking, what is happening? You quickly call your friend. He says, bro, everything is down here too. You get a call from the office, servers are down. The website isn't opening, the system is crashed. And then that thought comes into your mind. The one no one wants to believe, what if? The internet has actually gone down. Today I'm going to tell you a true story. A day when the internet didn't completely die. But the world realized for the first time that the internet, which looks so strong, is actually very fragile. This is the story of the day the internet almost died. And the biggest twist in this story is, there were no missiles, no bombs, no movie-style supervillain with a supercomputer. The power behind this attack came from small devices lying in our own homes. CCTV cameras, Wi-Fi routers, DVR boxes, baby monitors. The things we consider the most harmless became a threat to the entire world's internet. This incident happened on October 23, 2016. It was morning in the United States. People were getting ready for work. Some were opening news websites with breakfast. Some scrolling Twitter. Some playing music on Spotify. Some watching Netflix. Suddenly, complaints started coming in. First, a few people said, Twitter isn't working. Then others said, Reddit isn't opening. Then someone said, Spotify is down. Then, Netflix isn't working. Soon after that, PayPal, GitHub, major news websites, one after another names started appearing. And people began to feel that something huge had hit the internet that day. Now think about it. Twitter is one company. Netflix is another. Spotify is another. PayPal is different. News websites are separate. Their servers are different. Their teams are different. Their technologies are different. Then how could all of them go down at the same time? This is where the story takes its real turn. That day, many websites were not actually dead. They were working. The problem was, you need a translation. And the system that does this translation is called DNS. I'll explain DNS in a very simple way because the whole story stands on it. In the world of the internet, every website has a real address in the form of numbers, which is called an IP address. You can think of it like a mobile number, just longer and in a different format. Now, humans can't remember numbers easily, so we remember names like Google.com, YouTube.com, Instagram.com. The job of DNS is to convert the name you type into its real numeric address and tell your phone or laptop, hey, this is the real address of that website, now go there. You can think of DNS as the internet's phone book. You say the name, the phone book gives you the number, and the call gets connected. If the phone book itself gets messed up, then even if you have a phone, network, everything, the call won't connect. And that's exactly what happened that day. The internet's phone book was attacked. The company that was targeted that day was called Dyn. Dyn was a major DNS provider. Many popular websites and online services depended on companies like Dyn for DNS. Now this is a back-end thing that an average user never notices, because people see Twitter, YouTube, Netflix. Companies like Dyn stay behind the scenes, but without them, even the biggest structures of the internet can shake. On October 21, 2016, Dyn was hit with such a massive attack that in many places its DNS service stopped responding. The result, people couldn't reach major platforms, and it felt like everything on the internet was going down at once. Now the question is, what kind of attack was this? It was a DDoS attack, distributed denial of service. Don't get scared by the name, understand it simply. Imagine there's a huge stadium in your city, and today is the final match. The gate is small, the seats inside are many. But if suddenly millions of people start pushing at the gate at the same time, even real ticket holders will get stuck. The stadium itself is fine, but the entry is jammed. That's exactly what happens in a DDoS attack. So many fake requests are sent to a server or network that it can't handle the real users anymore. Distributed means the attack doesn't come from one place. It comes from machines spread all over the world at the same time. That's why it's hard to stop, because you can't just lock one door. The crowd is coming from thousands of doors. But why is the 2016 attack considered so historic? Because it wasn't just big, it was a warning from a new kind of world. That day, the world saw that you don't need just computers anymore to attack the internet. Even small smart devices in our homes can be turned into weapons. And the name that came up the most behind this attack was Mirai Botnet. The path that connects users to them was breaking, like your friend sitting at home, but you don't have his number, so even if you want, you can't call him. The same thing happens on the internet. You know the name of a website, but to reach it, now understand what a botnet means. Bot means a device that looks like it belongs to you from the outside. But from the inside, it starts following someone else's commands. Botnet means a network of thousands or even millions of such devices that an attacker can control remotely. Mirai was a type of malware that targeted weak devices. IoT means devices that are smart and connected to the internet, like CCTV cameras, DVR boxes, routers, smart plugs, baby monitors, etc. These devices are usually online 24/7, and people often install them and then forget about them. Many times their passwords remain default or very weak, and this habit is the root of this entire story. Now let me make one thing very clear here. The purpose of this story is not to explain how an attack is done, but to explain why it became so big and what we can learn from it, because the biggest weakness in internet security is often not technology, it's human carelessness. Many people don't change their router passwords, don't change camera passwords, don't install updates, and because of this, millions of devices around the world remain vulnerable. Mirai turned this weakness into a weapon. It would find weak devices, enter them, hide inside, and when the right time came, use them all together like a digital army. Now let's go back to October 24 and 2016, when the attack on Dyn started. It wasn't something that ended instantly. It came in waves. In the morning, pressure on Dyn's systems began increasing. It became difficult to respond to DNS requests. The problem with DNS is its impact shows immediately, because the moment your phone or browser can't ask DNS for the address, websites stop opening. You feel like the website is down, but in reality, you just can't find the attrique to it. That's why people saw so many platforms fall at the same time. In real life, it's like all the signboards in a city suddenly disappear. The roads are still there, but people get lost. The attack on Dyn was an attack on the internet's signboards. Within a short time, panic spread across social media and the tech community. People started asking, what is happening? Is this an attack by a country? Is this some kind of cyber war? Because when platforms like Twitter, Netflix, PayPal start failing together, the common person thinks something really big has happened. And it was big, but the reason wasn't cinematic. It was dangerously simple. Millions of weak devices. For Dyn's teams, that day must have felt like a nightmare. A DDoS attack may sound simple on paper, but in reality it's terrifying because it's not just traffic. It's a tsunami of traffic. And in a tsunami, you don't ask which wave is real and which is fake. You just try to make sure your house doesn't collapse. Dyn and its partners used multiple methods to handle the traffic: filtering, routing changes, extra capacity, and DDoS mitigation techniques. Since the attack was widespread and coming from different parts of the world, it wasn't easy to control. Still, slowly, things started stabilizing, and many services began to come back online. But by then, one question had already settled in people's minds. If attacking just one DNS company can cause this much chaos, then what could happen tomorrow? Now we come to the most terrifying part of the story. You might think the internet is so massive that nothing can shake it, and to a large extent that's true. The internet is a huge network. Cables, data centers, routers, servers, different companies, different countries. But hidden inside this vastness is another truth. There are certain parts of the internet on which the dependency becomes extremely high. DNS is one of those parts, and even within DNS, there are a few major providers that handle a huge amount of traffic. When too much dependency builds in one place, that place becomes the weak link. The Dyn attack was a mirror of this reality. For the first time, the world saw that if some nerves of the internet are pressed, the whole body starts shaking. Now, when you understand the Mirai botnet, it becomes even more frightening. This wasn't a single computer sitting somewhere. It was a swarm of millions of devices, spread across countries, homes, shops, and offices. And the scariest part? The owners of those devices didn't even know that their CCTV camera or router had already been taken over. That's what makes this case so strange. No one bought these weapons. These weapons were created out of people's carelessness. When millions of devices across the world share the same weaknesses, a large-scale attack becomes both cheap and massive. Now think about the impact on everyday life that day. For many people, Twitter wasn't just time pass. It was a source of breaking news. For many, services like PayPal were a way to handle money. For many, platforms like GitHub were part of their work. For online businesses, a website appearing down means direct loss. And the interesting part is, when DNS fails, users often look for the problem in the wrong place. Some blame their phone, some blame the network provider, some blame the app. People call customer care, reset networks, reboot modems, but the real problem lies somewhere else. This is also part of the story. The complexity of the internet makes us helpless because the problem appears in one place, but exists in another. Now understand why this incident was called the day the internet almost died. The internet didn't completely shut down. In many places, everything was working fine. But what almost died that day was trust. Trust that the internet will always be available. Trust that big systems won't fail easily. Trust that the backbone of the internet is too strong to be shaken. The Dyn incident cracked that trust. Because if such massive disruption can happen for a few hours, then imagine, what if multiple DNS providers or other critical parts of the internet are attacked at the same time? That's the feeling of almost died. A glimpse of a future that scared the world. There were investigations later as well. Mirai's code was leaked on the internet, and then different people copied the idea and launched similar kinds of attacks. US authorities later identified some individuals and took legal action. But the most important part of this story is not a person's name. The most important part is the system that made this attack possible. Weak IoT security and the same mistakes repeated by people all over the world. When millions of devices don't change passwords, don't install updates, and treat security as we'll deal with it later, that's when things like Mirai are born. Now you might ask, this happened in 2016. What about now? That's the point. 2016 was a warning, not the ending. After that, companies improved a lot. Major services reduced dependence on a single DNS provider, adopted multi-DNS strategies, and improved DDoS protection. Network security became more professional. But on the other hand, the number of IoT devices has grown even faster. Today, in your home, smart TVs, smart speakers, smart cameras, smart bulbs, everything is connected. And the more smart devices you have, the more responsibility you carry, because every online device is a potential door if it's not secure. In 2016, attackers didn't break big data centers. They used devices from our homes. They used our routers. They used our small, careless habits to build an army. And that army brought a critical part of the internet to its knees. That's what gives chills, because you could have been a part of it. I could have been a part of it. Your device wouldn't attack you, but it could become a weapon for someone else, and you wouldn't even know. Now just imagine, if you were in the United States that day, and your entire work depended on the internet. Online meetings, cloud files, emails, payments, and suddenly everything stopped. What would you do? Who would you blame? How would you even understand that the problem isn't the internet itself, but the address system that connects you to it? That's why this incident is not just a technical case study. It's a real reminder of our digital life. The more dependent we become on the internet, the more important it is that the fundamentals behind it stay strong. Now, one very important thing. What is the lesson from this story? The lesson is not be afraid. The lesson is wake up. If you have a router at home, changing its default password may seem like a small thing, but that small step can break a chain of a massive attack. If you have a CCTV, DVR, or any smart device, don't ignore updates. Use strong passwords. Where possible, use different passwords. Because internet security is no longer just the responsibility of big companies. It's now a shared responsibility. When millions of people take security lightly, attackers get millions of soldiers for free. Now I'll leave you with one final question. And this is the most powerful ending of this video. If in 2016, just a few hours of disruption shook the world this much, then today, when our lives are 10 times more dependent on the internet, school, office, banking, hospitals, transport, identity, documents, if something like this happens again, will the impact remain limited to Twitter not working? Or will it actually bring our daily lives to a halt? On October 21st, 2016, the internet did not die. But that day, the internet showed the world a mirror, that it is as fragile as it looks powerful. And the most dangerous thing is not that someone can attack. The most dangerous thing is that no one needs to be very powerful to do it. All it takes is connecting small weaknesses from all over the world. And when those weaknesses come together, even the internet can hold its breath for a few hours.